your host, Michelle. This is my talk show. We are back from like a super long hiatus, so please forgive me if I'm a little bit choppy. I typically do all of this off the top of my head, no script. So, I'm just trying to get back into the groove of things. But yeah, this is going to be episode 3. We've got a super special guest to announce later on. But first off, like I always do, I like to talk to my audience. How was your week, guys? How was the week?
Long.
Yeah? Slow? Even with Monday being the holiday, y'all still felt like it was long?
I had to work.
You did have to work.
Yeah.
I felt like mine was long too, and I had the holiday off. If y'all didn't know, New Wave or No Wave was definitely in the Martin Luther King Jr. Parade for the first time. Won't be the last time. Hey. Oh, it's all right, man. No problem at all. I had a pretty thick group, surprisingly.
We see y'all come.
I was very pleased with that, and I'm very appreciative. I've got some walkers here in my audience as well. But yeah, I'm excited for that to be like an annual thing. So if you're out there and you want to join us, hit me up on the Wave Talk page. But yeah, let's get into some topics. First up, as I mentioned before, like whenever we first started, I had took like a little hiatus after my fashion show, I believe. Yeah, it was after the fashion show, a little bit afterwards. And I think I was just like super anxious, just super overwhelmed by everything that was happening. So I felt like it was necessary. But now that I'm coming out of it, I'm facing like major bouts of procrastination. How do you guys combat procrastination? Or do you guys scheduling?
Get you a planner. If you have a tablet, get you a planner.
That's so crazy. I buy one like every 3 months, especially if it's blue, and then I just don't I don't use them. If it's pretty, I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna start getting my life in order, and I just don't.
Gotta use your phone or something.
Mm-hmm. That's what I said.
You know what helped me with procrastination?
What?
I do it a lot of practice. Like I like to do stuff when I gotta be under pressure. I perform my best under pressure. So I overbook. I keep my schedule jam packed where I have no time for procrastination. Otherwise, I would. If I have too much time to do something, I'm gonna take up that time.
That's good.
So I try to shorten up that as best as I can. Cause otherwise, I'm bad at it.
I'm bad at it too, and I told myself I don't like to be like one of those New Year, New Me type people because it's the same OG. But I do know that internally I need to make several changes that will be conducive to my business and to my life in general. Yeah, if you've got some ideas out there, drop them in the comments. How do you all combat procrastination? That's a tough one. My next topic, I don't know if you guys heard in the news, but President Biden's son has a daughter with a stripper. Shout out to the strippers. She is 4 years old. Yes, and they are taking him to court because he doesn't want his child to have his last name.
Ooh.
He feels as if, and this is what he's saying, he feels as if he does give that baby his last name, there will forever be like a light shined on her. She'll never be able to escape the media and she'll never live a normal life.
Bullshit, claim your daughter.
Now, on the other hand, the mom is like, fuck that. Biden is one of those last names and she should have it. So what do y'all out there think? Because on one hand, I kind of do see what he's talking about. Because a lot of what he's going through is simply because of his last name.
Right.
He's not the only person who smoke crack and like strippers.
Right.
But since he's a Biden, we're going to talk about it in the news, you know?
Yeah. We know for sure.
Well, no, I just threw out crack.
Oh, okay.
It could be something fancy or something a little bit rich taste. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
I see it both ways.
Yeah.
I see it both ways. Her last name was Trump, it'd be just screwed. I mean, it would be some shit every time.
You know.
Yeah, it is.
Just like with the Obamas, them girls couldn't catch a break. We call Malia smoking weed. Okay. But whenever the Bush girls was getting in trouble, they was doing, something.
Yeah, it was on popping.
So I don't even think that it's necessarily a matter of him not claiming his child. I don't know. I can kind of see it both ways, though.
I can.
It just sucks the situation that he's in. And then if I'm the child, I don't know how I would feel. I'm like, damn, my daddy didn't want me to have his last name. I mean, I am one of them kids. Not that my daddy didn't want me to have his last name, but I don't have it. So I mean, I don't really feel away. Do I? Do I? I don't think I do.
Let's talk
I don't think that I do. But on the other side, I think that President Biden does need to be more involved in the granddaughter's life. They acting like the baby doesn't even exist.
real. That's horrible. That's horrible.
They're acting like the situation never even happened.
They can take some responsibility. I understand that, it's gonna be hard for the rest of her life, I'm
Mhm.
sure. But I feel like they got enough money to make sure that she's protected.
I think so
even with that
too.
last name.
I think so too. And she could be on the flip side. She doesn't have to be nothing like her dad. She could be on the good side of history, not like her grandpa either,
Right.
who I'm not about to get into Biden.
Also has
Him and his terrible ass record against black people.
against black people, and now come to find out what he has documents at his house. If you didn't learn anything from Trump, why the hell do you have stuff in people?
He talking about we
Say that.
fully cooperated and we gave him you gave him the documents. What do you mean?
Why was it there?
Why'd you have
What's the
them?
problem? Why is it there?
That's what I don't like about men. Not all men. I'm not gonna say all men, but some men be like, "Oh, well, I knew better. I just didn't do better."
All right.
So what do you want us to do now? What the fuck up? What do we do now? Whoopsie. No, I'm not gonna whoopsie it. I don't know. What's the congregation think? Are we for or against the last name?
I think she should have.
I would say take it since he's not trying to claim it.
The jury has spoken. First we went from the congregation, but now the jury has spoken. Hunter Biden, give that baby your last name. Do what's right.
And you know what?
What?
You realize something, men do say that. But I don't think women ever say it.
What? I knew better,
Right,
but
I know
didn't.
better, but I still do wrong.
Yeah.
And I ain't even trying to cape for men. It's just a question. Do you think women do it too, but they just don't admit it?
No, I
They don't
admit
admit, like, damn,
No, I admit it.
Right, I'll admit it.
Right.
I'll admit it.
Like, doing wrong and you know better.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
don't never be like,
shit, I say it all the time. I did
Okay.
it. I did it. I did it.
Right, because like if I get caught, I'm like, you got me.
Yeah, I knew better. I probably should have done it.
Whoopsie.
But you know what? I liked it at the time, and I did
probably
it anyway.
men do it more with no intention of doing right. Straighten it up. They just say
And they do it so sloppily. There's like no coof about it.
Yeah.
It's the point that you didn't even try to cover your tracks up. You just, I knew better. I just, like we all knew you knew better.
That's a thing from men of power.
Mm.
Yeah, because men of power do that a lot. Because they know at the end of the day, any excuse is good. They just say
Give me
whatever
something.
They just say whatever they got to say in front of God. Because they know at the end of the day, my money and my power are going to control the end of this anyway. So
Especially a
they never care if
politician.
they got caught from the jump.
Right.
It didn't matter anyways. That's why he was like, I knew better, but I didn't do better because it didn't matter. It didn't matter.
Grabbed it. I mean, you know,
Who? Oh, Trump. Are you still against Trump?
I'm not even against him. Not with. I just, it's just some. Just
I was gonna say you better prepare yourself internally and mentally because he's coming back.
Yeah, you know what? I'm
You think
just.
so?
I know so.
They gonna
You
get
know,
back in
it
there?
might not be him, but it's gonna be
Right.
somebody that's with him, and he's gonna be in the background.
He already announced he running.
What's the difference?
I think I did it.
The face.
Both of them. I mean, both sides is red.
We all can see that.
Both sides are. You know,
We all can see that.
he's not helping. Neither one of. Well, they.
It's
Neither
just
one.
gonna be the first time somebody did four, didn't do the second four, then came back for another
Mm.
four.
Right. Oh, like a skip.
I think
But I don't think.
Is
The way the
it?
Republicans are talking, they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We don't have you this time. He caused too much shit. He really did. So I don't know if, I don't know. We'll see though. But he's trying.
He did announce it.
vote for Graham.
Hell no.
No, of course not.
He's mentally unstable.
He just didn't have any good policies for me. I wasn't even tripping at the fact he was running. It was just the shit that he was running off of. I was like, none of this shit got any merit. This is just dilly dallies. I don't know. Everybody wear Jordan 5s on Wednesdays. Like, I guess.
Okay.
I guess. And then he messed up with that school that he had, his little Montessori, however you pronounce it. He had everybody sign them NDAs. I don't want my child to sign the NDA. Tell me what's going on in school.
Right.
It's too weird. But don't get me wrong, I'm still a Kanye fan. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still a Kanye fan. I gotta be prepared for somebody.
Shut up. What did Jennifer, what's her name? Shut the fuck up, is what she told him. What's her name? Last name? Jennifer.
Oh, Anderson? Oh, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, Jennifer
She's
Lewis.
like, baby, shut the fuck up. You got these basically shut the fuck up and go get you some help.
He does keep talking. I didn't like his little statements about Hitler, but I also understood them as well. We can't tell anybody to hate anybody else based off what they did. If they choose to hate them, then that's on them. But you can't say, we all need to hate Hitler because such and such. I don't try and cancel him because I don't agree with him. I do not love Hitler. But I also understand what he said. Right, if I tell everybody, hey, Cardi B, it's not going to work.
Right.
Because I don't like Cardi B's music. But I can't also force everybody else to not like it. You know what I'm saying? So I understood what he was saying on like a smaller scale.
I think he's coming across a little bit.
It's not, his delivery is off.
He said, but it was our, for the slaves when we got into it. Kinsey guy.
Oh, what, it was by
He
choice?
was like, it was by choice. Like, girls, I don't know about it by choice.
I don't agree with that, Yay. Anyways, you know how a conversation turns whenever Yay comes up. So that's what that was. We went from Biden's son to Yay.
I know, right?
That's all right.
It happened.
All right, y'all. My final topic. Is Lori Harvey the problem? No.
Solution.
She's the solution. She's the one that the girlies should look up to. I love everything that she's doing. I love her recent catch. You said, who's that, mama? Let me see. Toss it to me so I can put it on camera. Toss it to me.
I can't.
You gotta fold it. Oh. They're gonna knock my glasses off. We stand a queen. An unproblematic.
She cool. I mean, yeah. I mean, teachers on this, she good. I don't see that
You
wrong
put a
with it.
lot on it.
Just to verify, she's Steve Harvey's
Stepdaughter.
stepdaughter. Okay.
But she should be looked up to, you said, right?
This is the one the girlies should look up to.
Like, as in girls, like, as in, like, my daughter type shit.
No, girlies is in girls like me.
I was wondering.
Girls who
I
are.
was on the back. I was like,
Oh,
let me come here.
No, we're like the girlies, not the children, not the children. Oh yeah, no. I'm like the girlies like me.
I misheard, so I wanted to come up there.
It's all right. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay.
I appreciate
I
that.
ain't got no problem with her. I ain't got no problem with her.
I don't either. I haven't seen anything that she's done problematically.
Right now.
She
Yeah,
hasn't.
Everybody just showcase their judgmental mindset when it comes to people like that. You
Yeah,
not like what she's doing, all you want. Everybody not the same. Yeah, we all move the same. Everybody
Mhm.
like that.
that's right. Everybody don't move the same.
Silence. She's like, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
I wonder what those-
And I'm not stepping
But I
down.
still feel like she's super private because anytime anybody get posted, it's the men who are posting her.
Right. It's not her.
She's not posting them.
She's just dating.
Getting who she want. If she right, she just dating. She's just dating. So she said she cleared up that rumor. She said that she did not date a father and a son.
Okay.
So she either dated one or the other, but not both.
Gotcha.
We just don't know which one.
We don't know which one. I love that.
Really, me too.
Serious.
I know. I love it.
Come on.
It could have been either one.
The way
I don't
these
know.
move right now, though,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Right, him and that recent baby that can't baby love. Baby love.
I'm sure he's had like all the experiences.
Everything you can think of, yeah. I'm sure.
He said he peeing on people. Some people like to be peed
I
on.
know
though.
we heard that last night. I'm not just.
That's too much for me.
That's a lot.
Y'all done took it too deep.
That's a lot.
I just knew.
I have a question,
Yeah.
which I don't know, you might want to cut this out.
Hell no.
But
I'm
you know,
kidding.
Compliment, they experience a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
If there was a rumor about that he was into sounding versus peeing on people, which one?
You said sounding.
Which one do you think?
What's
is worse?
sounding?
Yeah.
Urethra, and you play with stuff with the man's urethra.
Oh, what?
Hold on, you gotta be more descriptive.
Yeah.
Putting stuff in his pee-pee hole?
Yeah.
Ouch.
I mean, to me, that's like the wildest thing that I can think of. And like
That's a whole different kind of kink.
All that shit is crazy.
Pegging, pegging. I've heard
A pegging is different too, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. They say we can get up to.
I don't know.
I was like,
a lot of
they've done
stars.
worse.
But that's where their G spot is. Okay, that's where it's in their
Yeah.
butts, unfortunately. You know, and if it's a girl doing it, you know, I don't know.
I do know. That shit ain't cool. That shit, I don't know.
Hey, I don't know.
At
I'm
some
down
point,
for it.
people understand. At some point, people understand we're taking it way too far. We're taking it past the point of where this shit's even supposed to go.
What, as far as intercourse?
Any of that, because you
Oh.
gotta realize none of it was created for that in the first place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, you're right.
So at some point we chasing the high.
Mm.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like,
That's
how
why
far
it
do
gets
you
so
go?
deep. Because it's a mental.
That's why they like to get choked out till they pass out. Like, that's too risky.
Yeah.
That's whenever you chasing something that's in your
Yeah.
brain. It ain't no more.
You're right.
Watching all that shit, but it's a dopamine how you chasing it.
Oh, preacher.
That's what it is. So it's like it's getting too far. That's why some people get off on crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Like the actor of Kill Bill, the older gentleman, he would hang himself and
Mm-hmm.
he accidentally
Hung himself.
and he died.
Mhm.
Like he was
He fell off that
fell too
chair.
far. You know, you gotta and couldn't come back. Like
He
you know
fell too
what?
far a long time ago. You know what I mean?
Busted, yeah.
Imagine being caught like that.
Because the first time you tried it, you was on some bullshit.
Imagine being caught like that, though. Like, they find your dead body dangling.
They trying to investigate like something happened.
Nah, he happened. Like, they said, ain't no way. Boy, ain't no way, boy. No. He's hung by the neck. He couldn't have done this. He did. It was him.
I mean, this is wow.
That's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a real story. It's a few people in history who have done that. Like, some notable people.
It's like sexual attraction. That was someone on his brain. He was tripping.
Yeah, he was chasing that freaking.
You said that dopamine high.
Yeah, and he was like, yeah,
And he
again.
killed himself like that's how you went out, bro. Damn, he had to be pissed off
Like,
Where he said, that is not what I was trying to do.
I know real shit. That's ultimate mission failed.
This shit failed.
like, mama, we found mama in the
Right.
closet.
Yeah, how you explain that to everybody?
You don't.
You don't.
You gotta make up a lie.
You gotta
Right,
say
girl, you
something.
know he was into something.
He was into something. Oh, like I'm a little, Mike was here. But back to round us back off to Harvey. Harvey is not the problem. I think that she is dating responsibly. She's not being messy about it. And I feel like there has been a lot of negative outpour in regards to her being able to move around how she wants.
What does it even matter though?
That's what I'm saying. They're making it such a huge deal.
I thought that she makes them sign something as well. Yeah, 'cause I
With
think
NDAs.
somebody else that's
But all
actually taking
celebrities, that's what I'm saying. They're making it seem like it's a bigger deal than what it is because it's
I know, I would.
And because I think it's the social media because everybody's seeing everything.
Right, it's
Sign this. Don't get in my car. Sign this.
Right.
Sign.
There's women that did more than her. That's
Absolutely.
Boy.
you
Absolutely.
can argue that Rihanna did more than her. Like, come on, bro. There's plenty of women. They ain't doing nothing that ain't nobody doing. Everybody doing that.
Exactly. So that's
Now,
what
see,
Ain't nobody doing nothing new up under the sun. Oh, yeah, man. She was turning up.
She and her husband sticking by her. He said, I'm sticking by
He said he liked that type of stuff. He said he liked it. He's a cuck. That's the thing. The mental.
Exactly.
He likes to watch his wife get stuff done to her.
He obviously can't do a lot of that shit. So
Right.
Ma'am, that's a whole episode in itself.
I'm gonna bring a dominatrix up
Yeah,
here.
I would be so
That's
cool.
gonna be
Call me for that episode. I'm calling off work.
I want to
Yeah.
have a whole group right there.
I really want to get a panel.
Right here.
Yeah.
And what else?
And what?
Word.
So you did what?
Okay. And how?
Okay.
Okay. All right. No,
Right.
Yeah.
That was right before you got here. Okay. Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
I
I'm-
like they used to wear collar. It was like he was.
See?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He was.
A collar to work. Oh.
Like we like it slipped because he would wear his shirt button all the way.
I'm gonna have to change this like to
summer.
red. Red light special.
Right.
Right, we on demon time.
Yes.
Demon time.
His girlfriend was like put a leash on him. Like he was telling us all about it. He's like his girlfriend would like put a leash on him, like walking around. He had like
A muzzle? Oh.
like a whole.
It was telling y'all trying to see which one of y'all was gonna
Yeah.
Right.
Who did like this?
Which one of y'all like this?
Somebody gonna follow up later. Hey, so earlier
So about
you had mentioned. I just had a few questions. Right. Where'd you get that?
Okay.
It's a wild word out here.
But my only concern for Lori is like, where do you go after Denson? She's like getting all the fine ass niggas. It's like you're getting to the peak. Who's after?
Right.
Stay away from Trayvonte Rhodes though. Okay. He was in Moonlight.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. That man's fine.
Yes.
Stay away from that one.
Good Lord, he is nice.
I'm hoping that she already got her little dealings with Drake. Get that out the way. That's where you start out. Yeah, that's where you start out. Okay, but and I hope so. He probably did it years ago before we even knew who she was. She did just turn 24 though, so hopefully it was.
She's 24.
Yes, she's a baby.
I never knew how she was.
Mm-hmm. So happy belated birthday out there, girl. I'm rooting for you. I'm on your side, Team Lori. You said long as she keep her skin tight or her shit tight. Well, even if she don't, they got reversible surgery for that. But yes, guys, those are our topics for episode 3, season 2 of the Wave Talk. Hey, D right. We're gonna cut this part out because I forgot. D right.
And go again.
I don't know. I'm just waiting. I gotta let him know like the marker where we gotta cut it. Don't worry, guys, or maybe he'll keep it. I don't know. I kind of like the behind the scenes. I kind of like the bloopers. My goal was to pull up a whole bunch of bloopers and post them on TikTok.
That'll be fun.
But it's so difficult to get the editing and stuff done. Like, that's why I don't need to be working a regular job. I'll get into this topic. Michelle is not meant to be working a regular corporate job. I've got way too much creativity and too much shit to be putting my hands into as far as like stuff that I do, and I just don't need to be at a corporate America job. If anything, I could settle for like a part-time gig while I work on my stuff, but it's like I either need to be a student because I do want to go back to school. But I don't want to have to worry about work. I don't know about the rest of y'all. This should be the work. This should be all the work. This should be the only work. It's not even work. It's something that I actually enjoy. But, I'm staying consistent. I'm not going to let anything trick me off my regular game. I'm going to leave whenever I'm prepared. I'm going to be responsible. I'm going to take out my 401k and pay up some bills and quit my job.
Take a leave.
That's what I was wanting to do, is to take a leave of absence, but you gotta have like a pretty good excuse. You gotta be on like maternity leave or something. You said stress.
You actually.
I looked it up and they said that's not on Bank of Oklahoma's acceptable list. It's not on my list.
She says, yeah, she.
I'm gonna figure it out, America. I'm gonna figure it out. But up next, we are going to bring on our guest. Stay tuned to find out who it is. Welcome to the Wave Talk. How are you? First of all, excuse me, guys. I'm just super excited to have our guests on here. We've got Chris the God MC with us today on the Wave Talk.
Appreciate you.
Say hello to the people.
I'm good. How y'all doing?
I'm super honored, y'all. Anybody who knows anybody knows that this guy's a pretty big deal. So I'm super honored to have you here. Thank you. I didn't feel like you would even want to come on the Wave Talk for a long time. I just feel like people are like so much, I don't know, like I'm not going to do that. But I'm super appreciative.
No, I've been with it. Just waiting on the opportunity to support.
These are going to be like some of the last few episodes that we have in this particular studio because we are in process of a merge or a movement. I don't know, but it was really important for us to have you here at the OG studio. And then whenever we get to our next location, we're going to run it back.
Yeah, wherever that is.
Wherever that is. But we're still in the process. So whenever we know, y'all will know. But yes, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Whenever I ask how are you doing, though, I'm talking about like, are you content? Are you feeling anxious? Are you whole? How are you feeling?
I'm grateful. You know what I'm saying? I'm motivated and grateful. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
A little discouraged at times. All of that, discouraged, motivated, you know what I'm saying? But I think that's just human, part being transparent.
Where's that motivation piece coming from?
Just my family and the people around me, you know what I'm saying? Wanting us to be in the light and really just maximize our full potential, man. You know what I'm saying? Put Oklahoma City where it needs to be. You know,
Absolutely.
Recognized nationwide, worldwide.
Yes. Now, I got into the scene like in 2019. So I'm not too familiar as to what all that you've done. But if you could give us a brief synopsis as to how you started, that'd be great. How'd you start?
Just riding with my daddy and my uncle, you know, just a typical 80s baby on the east side, you know, and they listening to music and I'm just picking up on it, you know what I'm saying? And just wanting to do it naturally, you know, at a young age, 8, 9 years old. And a few of my friends was rapping in 5th grade, you know, and they was already recording music. Your mama probably know who Bucket Loke is. Yeah, when we were in the 5th grade, my friends was recording music with him and his producer, and I started going with them at Millwood too.
Shout out to Millwood.
Around 7th grade. So
that's right.
you know, we just doing music and doing talent shows, but you know, I always had hoop dreams. You know what I'm saying? But I loved rapping, but I ain't, you know, we used to do a few songs at least every year, and you know, be rapping at school and stuff. But you know, I'm just a typical East Side kid with a lot of courage to, you know what I'm saying, do things. You know what I'm saying? A lot of confidence, you know. Probably get that from my mom, my dad, my grandma, stuff like that, people around me. I just always had confidence, you know. But ended up doing it seriously. Got kicked out of high school, ended up doing it seriously with my best friend. You know what I'm saying? We was doing parties and taking the money, going to the studio, putting my music out. You know, I developed under the city's eye, you know, like, you know, I'm putting out music. In hindsight, it was far from ready to be put out. But I don't think that I could be where I am today if I didn't put it out there to really, you know, for the criticism or to really have the true growth.
Talk about being vulnerable like that, because like you said, you were putting out music that probably wasn't even ready to be put out. And like there was no second thought or like, and you felt like, man, I don't know how they gonna receive this. Just put it out.
Right. Yeah, because we was doing it all ourselves. So like we wasn't under nobody. So nobody could tell us like, don't do this or don't do that. Because we were spending our own money.
Right.
When it comes to beats, studio times, pressing our own, doing our own manufacturing of our CDs and marketing and everything. So like, the honest person is most people, the average person is trying to pay their bills. If you're a good customer, they ain't gonna be like, man, this ain't ready to be put out yet.
Right.
They're gonna be like, man, they spending, you know. So we called our own shots, but I think it worked out exactly how it was supposed to.
So would you say that y'all were in like a little rap crew? Or not little, but were you in like a rap crew?
We had a crew for sure.
Okay.
I was the only one that was rapping. My homies was rapping for sure, but me and my friend, we was just putting my music out as a solo artist. I used to feature my homies all the time, you know. So I am the OG, right? For sure. Like, but like not to talk shit, but like I've been an OG, you know what I'm saying, since I was like 23 years old.
Okay.
Because we was like 17 years old doing all that shit. By the time I was like 22, 23, you know, we had done so much, bringing artists, nationally known artists, doing parties, doing shows. I had like 4 or 5 songs in regular rotation on the radio within that time span. Like I've been, you know, I don't want to talk shit, but I kind of been peaked out a long time ago, you know what I'm saying, around here. But peak out from the cliche perspective, I'm trying to break all barriers and just put Oklahoma where it needs to be as a whole.
And I feel like, yeah, anybody who's watching your movement can definitely see that though. Especially with the event that I was a part of that you did with 405 Nation. He is still, you know, of course, putting out his own music, but everything that you do is super collaborative.
Right.
You make sure that you involve everybody. So kind of talk about that aspect of your journey, of like wanting to involve everybody.
Because I'm just so, as far as the music side, I'm just so, I'm like a producer. Like I don't physically produce, but you know, I know how to manage artists' vocals, compose the music, the actual music, move it around, tell the musician, you know what I'm saying, oh, do that again, and we loop it, move things around with the music, the beat, you know, coach people on their vocals. And it's like, I believe if I could get the best out of myself and go from where I started to where I'm at now, I think that I could really do that with other people, bring the best out of them, you know, and and it takes a lot of confidence too in who you really are and high self-esteem to work with other talented artists.
That's right.
Because some artists, a lot of artists be afraid to work with other talented artists because, you know, maybe they feel uncomfortable. They don't want to be exposed. But I think it's great to work with other talented artists. It's motivation. You know,
I think so too. I think it's challenging, but it makes you want to get up on your shit and make sure you're doing just as much, if not trying to be better.
Right.
You get like a little competitive spirit, you know?
And that's just from the music perspective, you know, just creating as a whole, you know, photographers, podcasters, you know what I'm saying, painters, you know what I'm saying, singers, musicians, just creating as a whole, like I want to collaborate, you know. We're even going to do 405 Nation Sports, you know.
Come on, sports.
Maybe the next Trae Young or whoever come out of here in years to come,
Okay.
you know, there'll be 405 Nation Sports.
Okay, it's giving Rock Nation. Is that like a
For sure.
goal? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I can see it already. I can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
I can really feel it. Now, whenever I was watching the interview that we did on 405 Nation, you were like, to these other states, y'all finna hear the footsteps from Oklahoma coming. What do you think sets Oklahoma apart from all of these other big cities and states as far as culturally? Because they say Oklahoma don't have any culture.
I feel like this. I feel like we got culture, but we don't own it a lot of times. But I get back to that. I'm still answering your question, but in a long-winded way. You know, I really honestly feel like every black person is special. Every nigga's a star, right? In every inner city or wherever, suburb, wherever, especially in the city, in every city around America. You know what I'm saying? So where you from or where you was born shouldn't be a plus or a burden. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm cocky as fuck and I think I'm like one of the dopest. But I'm that cocky because I'm modest and humble at the same time too. Like I know like if I'm this dope and people don't know of me, like just my city and you know, like Tulsa know of me and a couple people in other cities, but on the grand schemes, like I don't exist. You know what I'm saying? But I'm this nice. So, but I know it's other people this nice in other cities, you know, and I've seen them before. So, well, might not be this nice. Gotta be cocky, but no, that makes me, that inspires me too. Like, stay on your shit. You can't sleep. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, you know, in every city. But I think what separates Oklahoma is that, like, I got a homie in Portland, and you know, through him, I seen other artists out there. They dope. You know what I'm saying? Portland ain't really on the scene like that. But Portland know that they, you know, the Northwest. Like they know that, you know what I'm saying? Or you might got some artists like in Baltimore or whatever, you know, they might be dope, but they know that they the DMV. They, you know what I'm saying? They got identity. Like we right here in the middle, we like some lost tribes. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't really know if we the South, we don't know if we the Midwest.
Right.
We probably identify to like Dallas the most. Yeah. But they don't fucking claim us.
They don't.
You know what I'm saying? So we don't really have no big brothers or first cousins that we can really identify with. But I do think we got, you know, like when we did the pop-up on Film Roll, when I did the recap video, I did it on purpose to show R3 on his horse that Ja'Kian brought. Shout out to Ja'Kian. And then from the horse, I went to Music Man's old school, the 7.2 or 7.3 hardtop Chevy he had out there, because I wanted to be like, yeah, we got horses and we got cars and we got all this dope style. Right. I wanted to show that, but what was I saying? I lost my point, but you know, everybody's a star.
About the real, and you have put it together, identity of Oklahoma.
Yeah, the identity. I think that's what, like I said, every nigga's a star. Everybody's special in every inner city. But what makes us different is that we don't really have no identity. Oh, that's what I was saying. That we got things about us that we don't own. Like the homie made a post the other day, and it's crazy because I used to think about this before he made the post. He was just like, niggas don't really wear Bezatines no more. You know what I'm saying? And they was like, that's some Oklahoma shit. In other cities, people don't do that.
I love a Bezat.
Yeah. And then one of the homies was in there like, man, people hate everything that make Oklahoma, Oklahoma. And I always had this deal, of course, you know, I want to level up, you know, have diamonds and shit. But like, if I had like a $60,000 piece that was iced out, yeah, but I still want to put it on the Bezatine. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to stay us. I had a line like, first nigga win a Grammy rocking 10-karat jewelry. But the Bezatines is one of the things, and kind of other things that makes us us, and we don't even recognize it. Oh, my homie from Portland, I brought him here for a show in 2013. He said this, and I didn't even notice it. Like sometimes you could, something can make you and you don't even realize it. But he was like, man, in Oklahoma, he was like, that was the first time I heard a nigga say on me. Like, we probably don't know that. That probably came from us.
Right.
So, boy, like, everybody say on God, everybody say on my mama. But he said in Oklahoma, he said that's the first time he ever heard a nigga say on me. Like, that might be us and we don't know it. We got to have more confidence about ourselves. We got to stop seeking validation from these other cities and stuff. But yeah, I ain't trying to be long with it.
No, that's the point of we're talking.
All right,
It's all regular conversation. I'm just coming up with questions as we're having. So any responses you have, I'm taking it.
Right.
Now, I want to go back to the part where you mentioned how you are an OG. And was Memory Lane yours? You had
definitely.
Talk to us about what Memory Lane was and is.
Memory Lane was 2000. It was fall of 2014. Then it ran into spring of 2015. It was real short and sweet. They shut me down, but it was basically just doing shows over the years at all these other establishments, and they giving us like a door split, or they giving us like an off day, like a Wednesday or Thursday, and or they even letting us do shows like they might open up, sign a lease, and they got whole other plans. But when shit ain't working right, it's like, oh, well, let's get these rap guys in. All that with the principal. Then you walk in these places, you look around, you can tell it really wasn't for us. So it's like we was being fed table scraps. So I just felt like I had to evolve to something. That's what motivated me at the time. There was something for us. When you walk in there, it looked like it's for us. We get to do whatever we want to do, and people appreciate it. So just from years of doing shows at other establishments, that's what inspired Memory Lane, and it was fun. It was a great time, and I'm trying to do something like that again, but even better. Just like the raps that I was spitting in 2014, 15, they were good, but I'm always trying to get better. I'm trying to get better than I was 3-6 months ago. Like, I'm always trying to get better.
Absolutely, and I think it was important to bring that up, especially a lot of stuff that you've had your hands in, because that's part of Oklahoma history. Like, in this scene, is part of that culture.
Right.
So people who, like I said, I didn't find out about anything up until 2019. Of course, I knew you before then, but I didn't even realize or know that you were a part of any of this. Yeah. So to find out, I was like, I know him. I don't know. I feel like I know him. He's like a celebrity.
Yeah, Memory Lane was all me, just jumping out on a leap of faith.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned that the raps that you were spitting in 2014 aren't, what you're spitting now. Can you kind of talk to us about your process as far as what you decide to record now and what you decide to hold in, like still sit on the back burner?
When it comes to my stuff, I'm probably more picky when it comes to like production. You know what I'm saying? But I think I'm more when I do features and stuff, I'm more, not as picky. But when I say get better, like 2014 or whatever, the raps were good. They were real fucking good, real fucking dope. Like, sometimes I want to recycle some lines, but just wanting to get better just cause, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I want to be better than I was 3 months ago, 6 months ago. As long as we living, we want to get better. We never know problem. And then, I'm a retro person. Like, I'll be looking at performances from artists like from the 60s and 70s. And I'll just be like, man, if they was this good back then, without all of these resources and stuff now, like, it's no excuse why we shouldn't, get better.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah. I don't know if I answered your question or not.
Oh, as far as what you decide to put out, what you decide to hold in?
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, hey, your answer.
I don't like, say if I put a project out and it's like 12 songs, man, it was maybe I probably did about 13 or 14. Like, I don't do like 30 songs and then pick some. Like, I normally know what I want to do and how I want to do it. If that's what you was asking me, like picking songs like that. Yeah. But for this 405 Nation project, it's my solo, but it's more of a compilation. Arrive Now That I'm Here. Got my niggas with me, 405 Nation, long title.
Okay.
But I'm picking stuff now because we got songs that's done, maybe need a verse or halfway done, completely done. So I'm just picking them, which ones we're gonna use and what sequence. And we probably have a couple more studio sessions, but that's gonna be more of a challenge picking what I'm gonna use. But as far as my other stuff, I normally put out like 95, 98% of the stuff that I record.
Okay. Now, I do want to talk a little bit more about 405 Nation. What specifically is that?
It's a collective.
Mhm.
It's an artist residency. All of us showing love to each other and having each other's back and motivating each other, inspiring each other, you know what I'm saying, to get better. And doing events, everything, like, the pop up on Film Roll, like the show we did at Blue Note. And all artists too. Like I think everybody is an artist. You know what I'm saying? I don't put art in categories. I think art is expression. You know what I'm saying? You're an artist too. You know what I'm saying? But all of us just coming together. And then we have people who are part of 405 Nation that's like not a singer or a rapper or a photographer or a painter or aspiring podcaster or anything like that. They just ready to help this thing move, create this force, and they want to, like, good peoples, you know what I'm saying? I really that's one thing I can say, it's pluses and minuses to everything in life. I've dedicated my whole life to this, this Oklahoma, entertainment, art, culture scene, whatever, music. So what I'm saying is, like, I'm up and down with money. I have some money, then I don't have some money. But what is money? You know what I'm saying? You can have $50,000 in a shoebox, but like it just depends on who you're dealing with, what you're looking at. That's no money,
right?
With some people, or it's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So, but what I'm getting at is not really working a 9 to 5 most of my life. Time is money. Most of the people that you see me with, like, this ain't somebody like, hey, I see him in passing and we mutual, and I invite him to something. Like, since I had time, I got real relationships with people. Spent a lot of time with people, got real memories and real experiences with people. So my relationships are really real. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say, one of the pluses that I got from dedicating my whole life to this, So it's strength in numbers. Can't nobody do nothing alone.
Absolutely.
You brought up Rock Nation. If you Google it, Rock Nation has 4,000 employees.
Sheesh.
And that's for anybody ever thinking that it's a lot of people in 405 Nation. No, it's not.
It's not. It's not even enough.
It's not, for real. We come to take over this whole thing. Y'all might need to be 405 Nation.
You never
From
know,
here.
right? I'm
For
trying to be
real.
a part of a little collective.
The logo will make you proud. Y'all seen the logo?
Absolutely.
We'll show it later.
We'll show it to them. Because I remember just seeing it pop up on Instagram, and I'm like, who is this? What is this? And what was that, like last year? Is that when it started?
Yeah.
Okay, around last year. Yeah, it's really exciting, guys. If you have a chance, get on Instagram right now, 405 Nation, the collective. It's gonna be huge.
Right.
It's really gonna be huge.
God willing, I think so. Actually, I know so, but I'm trying not to be too cocky and humble.
At the same time, it's a good balance.
Because we know what we're going to do. This is our backyard. This is us. We the cream of the crop.
Absolutely.
Oklahoma City and Oklahoma is our playground. We know what we're going to do here. But the part that is the most challenging part is making it recognized worldwide, nationwide, being a landmark.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the challenging part, but that's going to happen.
Whole time, though, Oklahoma has so much history here, so much Black history here. Like, we the last person to have an HBCU. After us, there are no more HBCUs. What, going west? I think it stops in Oklahoma. I don't know.
We the last
state
to have HBCUs.
After Oklahoma, going west, I don't think there are any other ones. Yeah, going west. But
so we need to start. We need to highlight that even.
You know what I'm saying? It's so much culture. So many Black towns are here in Oklahoma. So
that's a merge or something.
Oklahoma was a Black state.
Oh yeah, more Black towns than any state.
No, it literally was a Black state. It was a state. This land was given to people of color back in the day.
Yeah.
When they struck oil, so they came back and took over.
We got more Black towns than any state.
Actually,
in America.
Never mind.
Give me that bag.
Shout out to young Black mayor.
Oh, me, I follow him.
Yeah, that's my guy. Got history with him.
I love history. Yeah. But I like when you said that time is money. I don't think people realize how valuable time is. As I was saying earlier, I spend so much time at my corporate job. If I really dedicated that 9 to 5 to the things that I'm working with, just imagine how much more robust they would be.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's just such a challenge in itself. But I like how you put it. You've gained so much from the experiences and the time that you have spent
Right.
to this. So I think there's a lesson to be learned.
You spend more time at your 9 to 5 than you do with your coworkers than you do your family.
I know. That's
You
the
know,
truth.
when you do the math of a day in a week, you really spend more time with them. Now, I don't know how much people are bonding,
Right.
but if you bonding with your coworkers, you might have a lot of infidelity happen at the workplace.
I know. Don't do no
real.
zoom in on me, but I know.
Right.
We're not going to talk about, but we can switch gears. We're not talking about infidelity, but I do want to mention your wife because I know Tion, his wife. I grew up with them. Can you talk to the people about how important it is to have somebody as your right-hand person?
It's very important. And speaking of me dedicating my whole life to this, that's one of the, like, if it all ended right now, that's one of the championships from this that I got. Like, I probably wouldn't have met her if I met her on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the ultimate plus already. That's the championship. But as far as the Black community, it's very important to highlight this, the family aspect, and especially with young men and even men my age or around my age. It's cool. It's cool to be this way at the forefront, especially being an artist. Like, I know it may be challenging, but I do it, and maybe you can get some inspiration. But you really could do some dope shit still, and be a family man. You don't have to live two different lives.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to live two different lives. You can be transparent with it. We need that. I was gonna flip Baby Keem's line. What he say? I need me a bitch that no one knows. I was gonna say, you know what I'm saying? I need me a queen that no one knows. No, I need me a queen that everybody knows.
Everybody knows.
Community need it, so everybody go get them a queen. Just flipping it like that. But yeah, we need that.
I think that's so admirable of you. Even with my producer, my production team, B Right, and he's a married man, and you guys are so big on family. I think that's very important for not just our community to see, but other communities to see as well, because we don't always just want to be about that other type of culture, like hoe culture or infidelity and things like that. But it's just pushed so much. Why do you think that is? And I feel like it's pushed more towards our community than ours, and maybe it's just us pushing it, like what we like to talk about.
In America, what they say, sex and violence sells. You know what I'm saying? So it really sells, but we could change all of that up. Like, I don't want to get too preachy or / judgmental, but
No such
I
thing.
think that the music, in my opinion, speaks to our community more than anything. Because kids is listening to it on the way to school, during school, after school. If they in church, they listen to it before church. When they leave church, they listen to it. Nobody's speaking to them like the music. And the brain is a muscle.
Yes,
they really dissecting these lyrics. Some people say, nah, it's just the music is just a beat. Nah, man, you're hearing this stuff a lot. It's really talking to you. And I'm not even blaming the struggles and the issues in our community all on music, right? Because things been happening in the streets, prostitution, murder, drug dealings, killings, before hip hop even came along.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not all that, but I think it's on the level where it is now, right? I think it's crazy, like the amount of killings and then the reason and cause from the killings. And I think that's from the rap music what's been poured into it. And
that's a hot
I think
take.
the labels really want to push that, you know what I'm saying? And even if somebody had a transparent, like, heart-to-heart with themselves and they successful, multi-millionaire, really doing good with the music, and they wanted to change their content, I think they may be reserved because they got bills to pay. They done got a lifestyle. Now they got people they got to take care of. And then if they stop doing the music like that, then the next person ain't. So they're going to get the money. It'll take all of us as a collective. But I think people like me and D Right, if we keep doing what we doing, it'll happen slowly but surely. But yeah, nothing talks to our community like the music.
I agree. Niggas love a rhythm. I'm just playing. Not
For
really.
real.
What we do. It's life. It is. It's literally the heartbeat. I was watching our little segment for whenever I did the interview, and I went back to your. Yeah, I was like, it's preaching. Yeah, I'm posting. Don't worry about it.
Not even just to shoot them up and kill them, but to what you were saying, like the not respecting women, you know what I'm saying, one night stand, like that type of mindset, like, you know what I'm saying, is a recipe for broken homes. Like just on the scene, just want to smash something, not really respecting a woman. That's a disaster for broken homes. And then you have a broken home, and time go by fast. Like those kids, you look up, they 13, 14, and those will be the ones easily influenced by the music and the broken homes, the lack of respect for a woman. You can't respect just love. If you don't love yourself, you can't love a woman. All of that, I think, all of that is a reason the broken homes is. It sounds like I'm being judgy and I got the answers, but that really is like for real.
Nah, it's a never
It all starts from home.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, what I did start doing recently, have y'all seen my phone? Oh, it's right here. So I like to ask my guests 2 questions just to see if you're smarter than a 5th grader. You ready for some questions?
I'm ready.
Okay. I feel like you'd be okay.
I told you my homies was recording with Buckalope in 5th grade. So
Yeah, so
I might can't get past that. That was pretty big.
We're not gonna worry about it. We're not gonna worry about it. We're gonna find you something. Well, the last time I thought that the questions were easy, but he was a 5th grade teacher, so I was still surprised. I'm like, come on. Okay.
I live in a bubble too, so I probably ain't gonna know what you're talking about. I'll just give you a heads up.
That's okay. Okay. How many inches are there in 2 yards?
First, how many feet is in the yard?
Isn't it
3.
3? Okay,
3 feet in the yard?
Yeah. Mhm.
And you say how many inches is what?
How many inches are there in 2 yards?
Okay, 72?
Yeah, okay, good
Doing a little
job.
math. I carried my 1 and shit in my head.
Okay, I wouldn't have got that.
That's 5th grade math.
I wouldn't have got that. I'm a pretty like,
But I cheated though,
how's like?
because I asked you
Oh,
how many feet. But I mean, I got there.
you still got there.
Yeah.
And I still didn't realize that you cheated. I'm like, yeah. Okay. Oh, this is an easy one too. What are the 3 states of matter?
Damn. I'm sitting up here thinking of mind over matter.
Right,
Thinking too hard. Tell me one, and I might remember the other 2.
Tell you one is gonna be a give him
Right. It will be.
a hard one.
Give him a hand.
What y'all want to help them out? You can ask the audience. We had some people ask the audience.
Like,
What's
I
it?
think it's like stages of water. Like,
Yeah, I was about to say water, but that's not one, huh?
No, water
How
is
many?
just
Solid.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's one.
What is it? Solid.
what is
Liquid.
Mm-hmm.
What? Air? Oxygen? Or
Gas.
Gas.
gas?
Yeah.
Gas.
Pretty much. Yeah. Okay.
That.
All right. I'm gonna ask you just one more.
Yeah, them ones-
You said they were.
them ones-
Oh, that's what I thought. These are easy. Okay. What'd you
Said
say?
they was
Mom?
easy. I'm up here struggling.
Yeah, you're doing really good.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't know. You might get this one. In the initials of the federal agency known as NASA, what does the A stand for?
America
Nope.
Association.
No.
Oh.
What?
You wanna know?
Yeah.
Do y'all know?
Aeronautics.
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 Aeronautics. That was a good one. That was a good one. The whole time though, it's 2 A's in NASA. So is it?
Right.
They didn't tell me which A. They just said the A.
Aeronautics.
I know the last A probably is.
National American Space Aeronautics. I don't know.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, hey,
I don't know.
Educating people on this show.
We try to switch it up for the Wave Talk. It is a talk show. Yes, but I have just a few more questions for you. Now you are a dad.
For
Talk
sure.
about how important it is or the influence that you get from your children.
it's very important. Going back to what I said, what we need in the community,
Mm-hmm.
but not even just for show, just naturally, like what you're supposed to be doing, taking
Mhm.
care of the ones you brought in. But they influenced me by well, they motivate me more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about influence,
Would you say that your subject matter has changed since you've had children, or it's still been the same across the board?
no, it's already had
Okay.
changed. I never think about my kids listening to my music,
Okay.
but I do think about them listening to it when they get older, and I just want them to be proud of it. Like, oh, my daddy was dope.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But they motivate me for sure. I'm trying to think about influence. My kids influencing me. I mean, they definitely could influence, you know what I'm saying, my actions as far as like
Mm-hmm.
being too soft. You know what I'm saying? Especially my daughter being too passive, you know.
You let her do what she want? Is that what you said?
Yeah, for the most part.
Absolutely.
Because
Daddy's girl.
Tion, you know, Tion gonna get her. But, you know, and she used to that.
Yes.
But when I follow it up,
Mm-hmm.
like, you know better, she just get crushed.
It,
You know
it's so
what I'm saying?
silly, Dad. How dare you?
Right, right.
That's so true. Like,
For real.
I think my daddy might have yelled at me one time,
Mhm.
and my heart was broken. I was like, who is he talking to? Who is he talking
And I don't
to?
think I'm ever, like, Bill,
And he probably didn't even yell. I just took it as yelling.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna
Stern.
whoop him again. Like, I wasn't a regular whooper, but like if it's heightened,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, a pop or something, but not even on a regular. But maybe about a year and a half, a couple years ago. But Tion might follow me up like, nah, you whooped recent than that. But I don't even think I'm gonna whoop him no more.
Okay.
Definitely get on him, but nah.
That's a conscious decision you're making?
Not even a conscious decision. I just kind of feel it. It's kind of
Mhm.
conscious and just natural. But not judging nobody that whoop their kids on the regular.
Right. We're not
Everybody
judging nobody.
make their own rules. That's one of the things in society too. Like, there's no manual for this life shit. Definitely ain't no manual for parenting. You know, you got the right to do it however you want to do it, and that's the right way.
That's the
I
right
ain't
way.
judging nobody that whoop their kids, you know what I'm saying, 8 times a week. Right.
8 times a week, because they was real bad on Saturday.
Right.
They was real bad on that day.
Right.
Would you want for your children to follow in your footsteps as far as musically? Would you want for them to be in the scene?
Well, I told you Belle busted a freestyle the
Mhm.
other day. But you know, she got some vocals. Like, she can really hold a note.
Yeah.
And I think I would want to get behind that
Mhm.
more than rapping, because that's like a gift. You can want to sing all you want, but you got to have it naturally.
That's a fact.
And yeah, she be holding some notes. Like, I think she could really sing. But I just let her. I want her to choose whatever she wants to do naturally. Like, I give her some things here and there, but I don't want to push her to nothing. Like, I'm heavy with basketball. You know, I'm
Mhm.
very involved with basketball. I love it. So I ain't never trained her or nothing, but she's been around it. So I took her to the gym the other day, and she was doing things just all on her own. And I'm like, damn.
Mhm.
You know, am I tripping? Maybe I need to start training her, because she's already got a lot naturally, but you know,
Aw.
you know,
Doting father.
yeah.
So precious. I love to hear Black men talk about their children, especially on the Wave Talk. We highlight those things because I feel like that's very important.
Mm-hmm.
One day I'm going to have my daddy on a talk show.
Right.
It's going to be the longest episode ever. Just kidding, Dad. Not really. He likes to talk. That's okay. But
That's
I do
gonna be
want to
tight.
ask you, I think so too. I really did want to do like a podcast with him, but I'm like, I don't know how much he'd be willing to discuss. My daddy's one of them type of people. He don't like to talk too much about anything.
I think you should save that one.
Mm.
I think it'd be dope as hell, but I think you should save it. I think the bigger you get,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be like, oh, she about to have a dad on the show. You know what I'm saying? Or you could bring him now and then bring him again later.
You never know.
You know,
I'm sure he'd like
gotta have a
that.
mom on the show too. Like, I don't
Yes,
want
of course I'm gonna have my
I ain't
mom
trying to
on.
make no enemies. Let me include her.
My mama is crazy. Anybody who knows my mom, they know me.
Right.
That's my girl. She want to be just like me, y'all. Anytime I do so, she's like, "Damn, that's so cute. Where you
That's
get
tight.
that from?" Yeah, I love her. Mama's like my best friend. Mm-hmm. But yes, I did want to ask you, do you have any projects coming up that you want to talk about? Anything that you can tell the people about that they can look out for?
Yes, I do. I put out in 2020. I put out Arrived,
Mhm.
and then last year I put out Arrived. Now that I'm here, this year, I'm gonna put out Arrived. Now that I'm here, I got my niggas with me.
Mhm.
405 Nation.
Right.
It's more like a compilation. So that's what's coming real soon. On top of more events, more shows,
Mhm.
and yeah, that's what's happening.
What advice would you give to any young artist who's wanting to be in the industry?
I think that don't worry about the industry like you are the industry.
Mm.
Just do your thing. Use common sense. Don't let nobody play you. But I'm a firm believer. Not even just music or arts, just anything. If you are real great at it, like undeniably great, you don't even have to think about the money.
Mhm.
It's inevitable. It's gonna come. You know what
Said
I'm
it all the
saying?
time. The money
Just
gonna
be the
come.
best that you could be on all aspects. That's what I say. You know, but
That's some solid advice.
yeah.
I like that. I think there's a lot to learn from Chris because he has definitely been consistent this entire journey, and I think there's a lot to say about that because I know a lot of people, and you had mentioned this too. There was like a slight hint of discouragement, but it's easy to get discouraged. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think it's really important for anybody out there who's on any type of journey, whether it's music, whether it's modeling, makeup, dancing, I don't know, trapping, stay consistent. Whatever it is that you're doing, you've got to stay consistent.
Right.
Our consistency is key, especially in 2023. Hey, I'm a rapper too. Y'all ain't know that. I really be freestyle.
I heard the vocals though. You like
We ain't gonna talk about that now. But I do want to thank you because I'm gonna go ahead and wrap us up. I do want to thank you for stopping by the Wave Talk. Could you let everybody know how to find you on all social media platforms?
Chris the God MC Kane underscores in between. Instagram is my number one social media that I'm active on. Then Twitter, then Facebook. Oh no, Facebook probably done crept up to number 2 now.
Okay.
You know, maybe I post on Facebook, but I just don't sit on it. I don't scroll on it. I lurk on it, but I'm on Instagram though. You know what I'm saying? So
Instagram is got a battle with Instagram. But yes, thank you again so much for being here. I love the conversation. I'm excited for the future. We've got some things to come, and I'm really excited. So everybody out there who's watching, make sure y'all stay tuned because we're about to get shit cracking in 2023 as a collective. So yes, thank you again, and thank y'all for watching The Wave Talk. Thank you so much again for watching another episode of The Wave Talk. I want to give a huge shout out to my guests. Thank you for stopping by and speaking with us. Didn't you guys just love that conversation? I'm really so funny for saying that, but it's okay. We're not going to worry about it. As I do always for the closings, I like to leave you all with a little quotey quote. This one says, what you stand for, what you respect, and what you tolerate reveals everything about you. I'm noticing that there are several people out here who are starting the year out on some sucker shit. I'm just playing. I feel so intense. But people who are really just letting their values be known, and they're not too hot. People can see how you're moving. People realize whether you know or not, and you speak a lot about yourself without saying anything. So your actions, the people who you choose to surround yourself with, and just your day-to-day moves, they say everything about you. They reveal it. So don't be upset whenever you notice people start to treat you a little bit differently and, perhaps start to distance themselves just to better themselves because, I don't know, you're not living up to the code. But yeah, that was out to nobody particularly. I'm just saying if you're out there and you feel like, I don't know, some of the stuff that you're standing on just isn't what it should be, let this be the time to change it. It's not too late. We're still in January 23, so you got some time. But yeah, that's my quote. Be sure to follow me on all social media platforms at The Wave Talk Official. I don't have an Instagram anymore. I deleted it. So if y'all want to see me, you can only see me on The Wave Talk. And then you can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I think that's it. Yeah. Well, thank y'all so much for watching another episode of The Wave Talk. I'll see you next time.